In this video, I'm going to do brands research on Amazon, but I'm going to use a Google Sheet system I created to actually navigate this brands research process and to automatically find suppliers, potential suppliers of these brands. I'm also going to use Keepa software to pull a large number of products in bulk, and the system is going to automatically pull the brands into the system, which is going to allow me to do this process in bulk, meaning many brands at once. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the process. Now the first step in this process is to actually go to Keepa. So previously in another video or in other videos you might have seen that I went to Amazon, right, looked at products on Amazon and copied down those brand names. Or I might have gone to a supplier such as Sam's Club and identified a product, tried this brand name, Quilton Northern, right, and did some research on this brand. Well, now I'm going to Keepa and using Keepa data features, Keepa Data Product Finder, and this is a software you do have to subscribe to, and there is a monthly charge, but I have to say it is quite inexpensive, and I do have a link if you want to try this out. But by using Keepa Data Product Finder, we're able to pull many products in bulk. Now, right now, I'm not really trying to find products, I'm trying to get brands. But to get the brands, I have to pull products. So what I'm going to do is scroll down, and there are a ton of filters here, but you can ignore most of these at this moment and go right to this second section where you'll see title, brand, and more. And what I'm going to do is choose a category. So you would definitely want to use a category in which you are approved to sell. So home and kitchen, I'm going to go with that category, which is kind of a category that many sellers are generally approved in. And that gives me 104,978,376 results, right? Well, I'm actually going to narrow it down a little bit. I'm going to go all the way up to the top. And you could have done this first, but I want you to see what category I was in first. Where it says sales rank number, I'm going to put from, where it says from 1. That means a sales rank of 1 or larger. And really, I'm just doing this because I have seen products on Amazon that don't even have a sales rank on them at all. If you put 1 and you click, it will adjust. And notice it goes down to about 25 million products. From 105 million down to 25 million. Alright, so the reason is that there are a lot of products that don't even have a rank on them. Like a lot of times those listings are no good, I find, right? So we eliminate a lot of those listings right away. Now I'm going to scroll all the way down to the last section, and all the way down here there's an OOS, and if you can't find it, what you can do is Control F on the keyboard, find, type in OOS, and usually it will bring you right here to 90 days out of stock percentage. And we're talking about Amazon. I'm looking for Amazon to be out of stock on the product, so I'm going to put 100. That means that Amazon was out of stock 100% of the time for the past 90 days. So this is again probably going to get smaller, a little smaller, and so products that are sold by Amazon will be eliminated from the results. At this point, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to click Find Products. So I chose 5,000 rows, and so now I have 5,000 products on this page, 10,000 in total. I'm going to go ahead and export these products to a CSV by clicking on Export, All Active Columns, CSV, and then Export. And there's going to be a lot of product data in this CSV, which I'm now going to download. Now, once the CSV is downloaded, I will just go straight to my Amazon brands research system, and I will go to the Keepa CSV sheet. The sheet must be cleared, and if the sheet is clear, if the sheet is not clear, I have a clear Keepa CSV button, but if you're using it the first time, it should be clear. And then you click on File once you get here and click Import, and you go to Upload and select a file from your device, and it should be the last file that was downloaded. It should be that file, and you can click on that and then click Open. And because it is a large file of 5,000 products, it may upload just a little bit more slowly. Okay, so now that the file has uploaded, the next thing is to pick the import location, which must be replace current sheet. Just keep it on this sheet. These two can stay as they are, detect automatically with the check mark. Click on import data, and it is a large file, so again, just a slight delay in bringing that data into the sheet. Okay, once the data is here, I do want you to see how large the CSV file is. Okay, a Keepa CSV is very large. There's a lot of data in there, and the brands are somewhere in here, but I don't have to worry about that because once you have imported the Keepa CSV into the system, all you have to do now is click on Import Brands from Keepa CSV. And what this will do is it will automatically extract the brands from the Keepa CSV. It will also remove the duplicates. So you'll see 116 brands in this case are left. Right? So as you can see, by using 5,000 products, you're able to get a lot of brands. Now, I do have the ability to check these brands on my Amazon Seller Central catalog through these links, as long as I'm actually signed into Seller Central. So just little shortcut links, but actually what I'd rather do is auto match these brands to suppliers right away by clicking on the auto match suppliers button, and it will automatically insert this formula, part of which I created, that automatically performs a web search on these brands and tries to find supplier matches from this list of suppliers. This is a key thing to understand. It's only going to find suppliers on this list, right? But you can add to the list. So if you look here, you'll see some are not found. Some suppliers or brands may not be found at all at any retail supplier or any supplier at all if they're like private label or something. But as you can see, some of these brands are being found at some websites that you might even recognize, like Costco, like Target, like BedBathAndBeyond.com, like Home Depot, and then some others like HSN.com, right? And then Saks Fifth Avenue, right? A bit more obscure. So, you know, you're going to see some different suppliers. But you should know that you can add to the list if you do Control down and you go all the way to the bottom. You can add to the suppliers list, and it will also check these other suppliers that you add to the list. So you can add and add and add and add more suppliers to this list. All right, and you just have to put the .com, meaning the domain, right? So you have to put, for instance, if it were Walmart, you'd have to put Walmart.com. Okay, you have to put the .com, the actual website domain, because that is how this program works. It works by the website address, right? The website domains. So some are going to be not found, some are going to be found. I can let this run. Now, since I already do have some results, I can go ahead and just kind of look at an example, right? So for instance, you know, if I see a supplier that interests me here, I just might want to check the supplier and see that they do actually carry this brand, right? So like Bent Go, right? I might want to check Target, for instance. I'll open Target, and I might want to check to see that Target has this brand Bent Go, right? But typically, if Target shows up in results when it, under a search for Bent Go, then we can expect that the brand will be on Target. Now, one thing you can do here is where it says enter supplier domain below, is you can type in a supplier such as Target.com that you're looking for, and what it will do is it will check the suppliers and see if Target is one of the suppliers for each of these brands. So where you see the word found light up in green, it means that Target supplier is found in this row. All right, so that way if I'm just looking for Target specifically, I know to go to these brands. All right, I go to that row where it says found, and then I can check these brands to see what's going on with them. And with these links, making it a bit more convenient just to kind of do the manual check onto Seller Central to see if this is a brand where I even have approval, because if I don't have approval, you know, it may not really make sense. But here I do have approval. No, I apply to sell, so I don't have approval in this case. Well, I may have approval in used condition. Yes, so maybe you're interested in selling used. I've personally sold used, I've sold collectible, and done well on products, certain products that do well in the used area. So, but the point is, I see what my approval is. If my approval is used, I'm probably just going to put used instead of putting yes. So approval on Amazon, if used is the best condition I can sell in, I'm going to put used. All right, that's how I typically do this. But I do want to make sure, about the IP risk. Now, again, I'm using, you may have seen in other videos, software to help me determine the IP risk of these brands. So I have IP Alert, a Chrome extension that I use. But then Sales Assistant app also gives you ideas about the IP restrictions. All right. Sometimes one Chrome extension picks up something the other doesn't. I actually recommend both, and I have links for both. And you get a discount through my link on both. You get a discount code for IP Alert, but you get an automatic deal on a Sales Assistant app, some kind of deal through the link. All right. But use that to kind of help determine IP alerts. Right. I don't see any IP risk showing up for this brand at all. So for the IP risk, I'm going to say no IP risk. Product results, well, when it first searches for the brand, you get to kind of see how many results we have. About 80 results came up. You can put an exact number, or you can say, if you want to describe it some other way, but I'm going to put 80. Is the brand a seller? Do they sell the product here on Amazon itself? Well, let's see. All right, no, it was sold by another seller. All right, and I see even more sellers. A bunch of people selling this product. It's not sold by the seller. It is also not sold by Amazon. I'm going to guess, seeing so many people selling it. And you could keep checking, of course, more products to see if other products are sold by Amazon, right? For this video, keeping it short, but I know it's not sold by the seller here. So the brand is not the seller, so that's good. All right. The store page is the other thing that you might want to record. You may want to record the store page, and if you want to do that, you can copy. You can click here and see if they have a store page on Amazon, and they do. And you can copy this if you wish, right? And you can put this right here in the spreadsheet as well. All right, I'll just paste it in there. All right, and this is just some different data you might want to record. But taking a look at the supplier side of things, that's the Amazon side. All right, I've got these 3 suppliers that show up. And I might say, well, okay, is this BentGo, actually at Target? Well, I'm going to type in BentGo on Target's actual website. Okay, I'm going to type in BentGo, and lo and behold, look at all these BentGo products, 22. Okay, it's not a ton of products, but we see that the brand is on Target, right? The system is correct. It identified Target as a supplier of this brand, and in fact, yes, that brand is found at Target. Now let's check Kohl's and see if this brand BentGo is found at Kohl's. So now I type in BentGo on Kohls.com, and I want to see if BentGo is found on Kohl's, or how many products, or what products. So the idea is that if I'm approved to sell it on Amazon, this brand, and then the brand is also found at the supplier, Target, then perhaps I might be able to buy some BentGo products at Target and sell them at Amazon, right? And that would be the next step to actually investigate the products further. But in this video, I'm just going as far as the brands and the suppliers. That is the purpose of this video and the purpose of this tool, right? This tool takes brands and attempts to match those brands to suppliers, right? So that is basically the idea. Now, what you would want to do here is, at this point, I would suggest stamping the suppliers, and let me explain what that means. There is a formula, as you see, this long formula that is pulling up each of these suppliers. But this is not a built-in formula. This is a formula I created, and within that formula, it's going to do a web search. You're going to click Stamp Suppliers in order to remove the formula, all right, and just leave behind the data. All right, so no formula. Okay, and just leaving behind the data, so we get rid of the formula, because what will happen is those formulas will recalculate, will refresh, and when the sheet refreshes, they will redo web searches and it will start all over. You don't want it to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp those suppliers. And that is pretty much the process. All right, any other supplier you want to check, you can type their name in here and to see who's found. Also, if you go to the suppliers list, it shows you how many brands were matched, so you can see the ones that are green, that there were brands matched to those suppliers, right? So on this sheet, we're looking at brands and a supplier and which, row found that supplier at this brand. And then on this sheet, we're looking at a list of suppliers and to see how many brands, right, were found. And if I use the filter, I can remove this 0 and I will be able to see the green suppliers, the suppliers that were matched to brands, right? And that kind of helps to narrow down what I'm doing a lot. And I may know some of these suppliers and I may not know some of them, so I may find new suppliers this way, or I may work with suppliers I already know, identifying new brands of those suppliers I wasn't aware of. Being that I was able to grab so many brands at once in bulk from Keepa, this is really, I think, makes a huge difference in matching brands and suppliers. So that is pretty much the process. I mean, at this point, there are some, kind of obvious buttons like clear suppliers, which will erase the suppliers, clear to Keepa CSV, clear the brands data to clear all of this data in the brands. But the export data is important, because when you click on export data, that will take the brand names as well as the parts that you inputted, that data, as well as the suppliers, and they will be copied onto this sheet, the export sheet, as well as these headings up top. So you will see just the parts that I typed in. See, like used, no, 80, okay, just the things I typed in, and then the names of the suppliers or the results of suppliers will be here as well. No formulas, just pure data that you could then potentially download this to a CSV. You could use file, download, and you could download this to an Excel file or to a CSV file or to a PDF or whatever, right? Or you could just take it and copy it to a new spreadsheet, right? Which will go to like a new Google sheet. So you could do that as well, copying it to a brand new sheet and storing it and saving it as your brand supplier results. So this is a bulk process of doing your brand's research, as opposed to using just a manual by hand template, as I have done in another video, doing a hand template like this. Both are fine. There are times you may just want to investigate brands kind of gradually from suppliers that you just might want to look at and just kind of record them by hand. But then there are times that you may want to pull them in bulk from Keepa. When you want to pull them in bulk from Keepa and analyze in bulk and match them to suppliers, to a long list of suppliers, then this is definitely the system you would want to use at that point. And that is pretty much it. I mean, that is the process. This is the system. I am Mr. Mark, and if you check the description of this video, you will find links to this, of course, a link to this tool if you want to get this tool, and the other software tools that you may have seen in my videos, as well as my contact information if you want to contact me, and just ask me questions. I have contact information on the description of the video as well, and if you want to see other videos, my channel, or links to other videos, you can check the description of this video for that as well, links to my other tools. I am Mr. Mark. This is Excel for Amazon, and I look forward to either hearing from you directly or seeing you around on the channel.